The starting five for the Bismarck Indians: number 10, Dalton Dougal; number 15, Preston Watson; 20, Austin Jarvis; 25, Cody Schaflutzel; and 32, Grant Latham. For the Viburnum boys, it's number 10, Basil; 20, Thompson; 32, Chandler; 23, Sumter. And here's the tip. Bismarck is going to win the tip. They're going to streak down the floor. It's number 15, Preston Watson, running the point. Now he gives it back to the top of the key, off into the right wing, now into the far corner. First shot of the game from beyond the arc. It was Grant Latham, but it comes up a little too strong, and Viburnum comes away with the rebound. Heading back the other way are the Blue Jays, led by Thompson. Thompson runs the point for Viburnum, wearing the all-whites today with the blue trim. Pass comes over the top of the free throw line, out to the right wing, back to the free throw line. The shot comes up, shot off the back of the iron, and no good. That shot was by Colin Blunt. Blunt no good on the shot. Viburnum can't put points on the board. Bismarck gets a chance to take the early 2-0 lead. They head back the other way as they work it around the perimeter. It stops at the top of the key with Preston Watson. Watson into the left wing. He's going into the corner, and he'll take that give and go. Watson now has the basketball on the left wing, comes out to the top to Dalton Dougal. Into the right wing, now moving it around the horn. Nice ball movement from the Bismarck Indians into the far corner, back out to the top. A wild pass had to be corralled by Dalton Dougal, and he's going to throw it back inside. It's going to be taken away by Basil and the Viburnum Blue Jays. Cody Basil coming up with the steal for Viburnum. Still no points on the board as we open up contest from the MAC Rotary Shootout from the Bob Sechrist Fieldhouse today. Viburnum with the basketball on the right end of the floor. A dribble drive through the lane, up and in. Do they count it? No, they wave it off and say it was a walk. And that was Colin Blunt once again for Viburnum. Still no points on the board. 6:38 on the game clock as we get things underway from a MAC Rotary Shootout day. We're going to have a full day of basketball for you. And as you're tuning in right now, it's Bismarck and Viburnum, still scoreless. Bismarck has the basketball, working from right to left in the gray uniforms with the black and red and white stripes on the right side and the maroon trim. They're going to work it around the horn, and it stops at the top to the point guard, Dougal. Dougal goes between the legs of a Viburnum defender. He gets a piece of it. He was trying to go in between the legs of Colin Blunt. Blunt got a piece of it as it went through, knocked it out of bounds. It stays with the Bismarck Indians. With 6:14 on the clock, we're still scoreless, and the Bismarck Indians have the basketball, and they'll have the inbound on the baseline. Looking to inbound it and bounce into the near corner to Dougal, the point guard, out to the top to Preston Watson. Watson works the right-hand dribble, working to his right, tries to bounce pass off to his right, and it's taken away by the Blue Jays. 6:02 on the clock, and Viburnum has a chance to strike now. Here they go on the other end of the floor, working it around the perimeter. Stops off to the left at the top of the key. Now into the right wing, pulling up for three, but no good. That was Thompson for the Viburnum Blue Jays. Dalton Thompson couldn't come up with the bucket. And Bismarck now heads back the other way to scoreless game. Nobody can get a bucket. Here we go for the Bismarck Indians. A pass trying to go from the near corner baseline, knocked out of bounds by the Blue Jays. It'll stay with the Bismarck Indians. It'll be a baseline inbounds towards the near side corner, about 6 feet in on the baseline. Comes into the near corner, now into the left wing to Watson. Into the near corner once again. A bounce pass right back out to Watson. Now into the right wing. Dougal was there, open. Couldn't receive the pass cleanly. Gave the defender time to come and close on him, and able to knock that one away. It results in a tie-up with 5:27 on the clock. We're still scoreless. We have a couple of fresh bodies come in. Leaving is Colton Sumter for the Blue Jays, and coming on is number 15. That is Kramer. Keith Kramer coming on for the Blue Jays. Here are the Blue Jays into the near corner. The pass intended for Kramer. Couldn't handle it, out of bounds. A turnover on the Blue Jays. That's Viburnum basketball. Here's Dougal running the point for Bismarck. Dougal is all of 5 foot tall at best, working the point for the Indians. A bounce pass off to the right wing. Comes right back to the top to Dougal. In the left wing for three. It's Watson off the back iron. Can't get the shot to go down. The rebound comes all the way back out to the perimeter. The point guard Dougal into the right wing. Bounce pass into the far corner. Doesn't put the dribble down. Now the dribble comes down, but it's a bounce pass right into the near elbow. And a walk is going to be called down low. That was Grant Latham getting called for the walk for the Bismarck Indians. We're still scoreless at 4:56. Good defense from both of these two teams, making the bucket just seem too small. Bismarck on defense working now, and they've got a 4-and-1 going down low, but the pass comes back outside for the Blue Jays, and the quick give and go opens up space down low, and Blunt gets it up and in for our first bucket of the game. And Viburnum strikes with a 2-0 lead. And here come the Bismarck Indians trying to respond. DeGaulle in the backcourt still as Viburnum works full court pressure. They break the press, get it into the front court. DeGaulle now has the basketball just in front of the near circle into the left wing to Preston Watson. He backs up, runs into a double team as he works right. Now has to give it back to the top of the key to DeGaulle. Into the right wing, a bounce pass into the far corner. Dribble never came down. The ball has not touched the floor. Comes all the way back around the perimeter for three. And the bank's open, baby. Off the glass and in for Preston Watson. That's the one you say, I called that, and now here comes your H. It's 3-2 Bismarck after a big bucket off the glass by Watson. The Blue Jays trail by one, but have possession on the right end of the floor. And here comes an open look from about 20 feet away, but no good. Cody Basil on the attempt couldn't get it to go down. And the Indians have the basketball working right to left. Here they go into the far corner. Holding the basketball, coming back out, a wild pass, corralled by Bismarck, nearly taken back the other way. Comes to DeGaulle for three, and it's off the back of the iron. Can't get his shot to go. And in transition, here comes Bismarck on the break. No, it's Viburnum on the break. And off the glass, left-handed runner goes up and in for Cody Basil. And Viburnum takes the 1-point advantage, 4-3. Bismarck comes back down the floor, and a pass taken away again. It was Basil with good defense once again, streaking down the floor, right hand, can't finish this time. Offensive rebound for the Blue Jays. It was Kramer converting on the second chance, and it's 6-3 as the Blue Jays have doubled up the Indians. Bismarck with basketball. It's a full court press now by Viburnum. Still in the backcourt, trying to bring it up. The ball goes to DeGaulle, and he'll get it into the front court. Now off to the right side, into the far corner. That's Grant Latham. A pass comes into the backcourt, a wild pass, and they're going to say it was tipped, but I do believe that Watson thought it was going to be a backcourt violation. No, it comes to DeGaulle, and he'll bring it into the front court. Left wing to Watson. He picks up the dribble into the left elbow, and there's going to be a foul called down low as the pass was trying to get inside to Latham on the elbow. And that's going to be the first foul on anybody so far in this game, and it's going to be called on, that's number 32. That's Peyton Chandler for the Viburnum Blue Jays. Results in a inbounds for the Bismarck Indians, a difficult inbounds, and it's going to be knocked away after one or two passes by the Indians. Good defense by the Blue Jays again. That was Kramer working down low. Keith Kramer has been right alongside Basil, playing great defense. Bismarck trailing by three, score 6-3. They have the basketball on their end of the floor, working right to left as I described the action. Into the right wing, it's a bounce pass. Dribble hasn't coming down yet. Now he goes into the near corner, and Bismarck's ball movement has been quite efficient so far. They just haven't gotten the open looks. Those will come, and a scrum breaks out as the pass is tipped. And diving on the floor and coming up with that was number 3. That's Johnston, Dylan Johnston, for the Viburnum Blue Jays. Now to be an inbounds on the baseline for the Indians. Right under the basket. Comes over the top of the defense out to the perimeter to Preston Watson. He picks up the dribble into the left wing. Here comes a long three. It rattles in and out, but it doesn't even go down. And the Bismarck Indians come up with a steal in transition as Viburnum went out on the break. Now it's another steal by Viburnum. It's a little bit of sloppy play in transition from both teams, and we're back to square one with the Blue Jays working left to right. Now a bounce pass stolen by the Bismarck Indians. So 4 turnovers on 4 possessions between the two teams. See if anybody decides to slow it down. Now it's Preston Watson on the left wing for the Indians. They work it around the perimeter into the right wing, and that is to Jarvis. Jarvis picks up the dribble. A wild pass comes around the perimeter, doesn't touch the floor, and a long-distance shot from Tanner Smith won't go. He's 0 for 2 from beyond the arc so far. And as they fight for the rebound down low, a whistle comes in, and it's going to be a foul on the Bismarck Indians and Tanner Smith. That's the first foul on the Indians. 1 foul for either team. And Viburnum will bring it up the floor. They've got Thompson running the point for them so far this afternoon. That's Dalton Thompson. And he works to his left. Bounce pass. Not able to be corralled cleanly, but it does stay with the Blue Jays. And a nice baseline bounce pass down low. Open shot, and it goes up and in. Keith Kramer gets the bucket. But really, it's Colin Blunt that set that all up with a no-look bounce pass from the elbow. Now the Indians fighting through the Viburnum full-court press. They break the press, get into the front court with Jarvis. It comes back out now with Smith into the right wing, back to Jarvis. He doesn't put down the dribble. Now he puts one down to Thompson at the top of the key. Off to the left side, a bounce pass into the elbow, back to the right wing. Jarvis for three. He can't get his shot to go. Bismarck is pulled up from three pretty frequently. They just can't get their shot to fall. They're on target. They just rattle out. It's 8-3 Blue Jays, and they have possession. Here they come into their side of the court, now into the near corner, working it around the perimeter in the right wing, picking up the dribble and working to the left. That was Thompson. Now pass comes back to the top of the key, into the near corner from Thompson to Kramer, back outside to Thompson. A bounce pass down low, but I don't think Blunt knew it was coming. It was a little bit low. A whistle's going to come in with 4.4 on the clock. It's 8-3 Viburnum over Bismarck, and the Blue Jays will have the inbounds on the baseline on the near side of the basket. A quick inbounds, and the pass comes out to the perimeter to Thompson. Into the near corner for three as the buzzer sounds, but it will not go for Keith Kramer. It's 8-3 as our first quarter ends with the Blue Jays out front over the Bismarck Indians. We're just getting started for a full day of high school hoops. We're back in a minute on the boot.
We're making backyard dreams come true.
The holidays are upon us and winter is here. Do you have steam from a hot tub in your backyard? Well, we can fix that. Now through December 15th, Just Pools has 60 months, zero financing on all in-stock Caldera spas.
Oh, we're making backyard dreams come true. Just for you at Just Pools.
The Caldera Spa, the best and only spa you will ever need. We have many colors and sizes to choose from. So let us help you make your backyard dreams come true this holiday season with your very own Caldera Spa from Just Pools. Off the outer road in Arnold, or visit us on the web at justpoolsandspas.com.
Oh, we're making backyard dreams come true. Just for you at Just Pools.
KTJJ, Farmington, Festus, Crystal City, St. Genevieve. J98 The Boot. Digity, we live here too.
We open up quarter number two, 8-3 Viburnum out front. Here's Bismarck with possession of the basketball, and Tanner Smith runs the point for the Indians to open quarter number two. The pass comes around the horn and into the left wing. A quick give and go back to Smith, a little long on the distance shot. He's 0 for 3 from beyond the line. And here the Viburnum Blue Jays in transition. And a quick pass into the front court. Can't finish. It was Keith Kramer going right hand off glass. And Bismarck comes away with the board. They head back the other way. And into the left wing, Smith dribble drives, but he goes up for the shot. He gets knocked away, comes away with another shot opportunity. And Tanner Smith converts to open quarter number two to make it 8-5 in favor of the Blue Jays. And here are the Viburnum Blue Jays with possession of the basketball on the right side of the floor. And into the left wing, a distant shot, and it touches nothing but net. And it's down for Dylan Johnston and the Viburnum Blue Jays. 11-5, Blue Jays out front. Indians working right to left. Here they go on their side of the floor, working down low through a triple team. The shot goes up. Are they going to count it? It's going to be a shot and a foul. He makes it. Grant Latham heads to the line after the bucket. A nice move by that young man down low, fighting through, getting the shot up, and he'll head to the line to try to cut it to a three-point game. It's 11-7 right now with Latham set to shoot from the stripe. Bismarck Indians have trailed so far the entire game, trying to cut that lead down to 3 now. The shot goes up from Latham off the back of the iron. Free throw won't go. And the Blue Jays come away with the board. 11-7, and Keith Kramer brings it up for Viburnum. A pass into the right wing. He finds Blunt. He dribble drives, baseline, up and under, fancy finish. Colin Blunt going under and flipping it in with the right hand. A nice finish for Blunt to make it 13-7 Viburnum. The Indians head back the other way. It's Jarvis now with the hoop, or with the ball on the right wing, looking to drive to the hoop. He bounces to the near corner. A couple of nice passes, and they find Tanner Smith slashing to the basket wide open. He's got a quick pair of buckets. It's 13-9, just a 4-point game. The Blue Jays into the right wing with Blunt. He dribbles. He's spinning around into the elbow. Now onto the left side. Another long-distance shot from Dylan Johnston, and it goes down. He's got quick 6 in the first 2 minutes of the second quarter. It's 16-9. The lead's back to 7 for the Blue Jays. The Indians try to answer from distance. The shot won't go. The rebound knocked out of bounds, and it's going to go to the Viburnum Blue Jays. A quick pair of threes from Dylan Johnston absolutely cancels out Tanner Smith's quick buckets, and the lead is now back to 7, and Viburnum has possession of the basketball at 16-9 early in the second quarter. Keith Kramer brings it up with the right-hand dribble, now into the right side to Blunt. Baseline, he drives, and a foul's going to be called as Blunt was driving to the basket. The foul's going to be on number 30. That's Hunter Drake. That's his first foul, and team foul number 2 for Bismarck. The inbounds from Johnston to Kramer on the right wing into the near corner to Johnston. I thought he was going to pull up. He's hot. He bounces a pass baseline up and off the rim. Not enough effort there. Off another opportunity, and finishing at that time is Colin Blunt. Couldn't get the first one, comes up with his own rebound and finishes the second one. 18-9. They've doubled up the Indians once again. Bismarck trying to respond, and Jarvis has it on the right wing. Ball knocked away by Johnson. Jarvis not going to touch it. It's going to go out of bounds. We're going to have a timeout on the floor. It's 18-9 in favor of the Viburnum Blue Jays. 5:17 in the second quarter still remaining. We're back in 30 seconds on J98 The Boot.
You hear that sound? That's the jingle sound of holiday happiness. That jingle sound is also the sound of holiday savings. You'll hear that jingle sound of savings right now at Bismarck Flooring and Granite. That's why folks from St. Louis, Central Missouri, and all points west of the Mississippi call on Bismarck. They love to hear that jingle sound of holiday savings. Need new flooring installed before Christmas? You ought to call Bismarck. Want to save yourself a lot of jingle? You ought to call Bismarck Flooring and Granite today.
You've got J98 The Boot, and we've got the opening game of a full day of basketball on J98 and regional radio. Currently, it's 18-9 with 5:17 remaining in the second quarter. And the Blue Jays of Viburnum lead the Indians of Bismarck, but still a lot of time left in this one. So far, it's been a pair of big three-point shots from Dylan Johnston for Viburnum that have really broken it open here in the second quarter. Things about to get back underway. It's Bismarck with possession of the basketball. They'll have the inbounds on the far side of the floor in the front court. The pass comes into Smith, into Watson, back to Smith, into the right wing for three. Will it go? Yes, it does. Hunter Drake hits the long-distance shot and cuts that lead down to 6. Viburnum brings it up with Kramer into the right wing to Blunt. Blunt has the double team come his way, picks up the dribble, back to Kramer on the wing. Into the right elbow, a dribble, a drive, and a foul is called. It was Colton Sumter driving to the basket. And the foul is going to be called on Hunter Drake. That's 2 on Drake. Hunter Drake with 2 quick fouls, and it sends Colton Sumter to the line to shoot a pair. Sumter gets set to shoot the first, and he front rims it a little bit short. Got to get the legs bent. Got to get a little bit more oomph on that one. He gets set to shoot the second one, trying to extend the Viburnum lead. And it's off the front of the iron once again. Bismarck comes away with the board. Sumter, the senior for the Bismarck Indians, comes up with that rebound, gives it to Tanner Smith, back to Sumter on the left wing. Out to the top once again now, around the horn to Jarvis on the right wing. Tight defense from Johnston. Pass into the corner, back to the top to Smith. Smith puts down the left-hand dribble and to the right wing now. A chest pass back to Jarvis, back to Smith. Now to the free throw line, they find Latham. A little pro hop, left hand up and in for Latham. Nice pro hop. Gives him a little space, and he puts it up and in. The lead's down to 4. 18-14. Blue Jays with basketball. Nearly stolen by Jarvis. A pass from Kramer intended for Johnson. Nearly went the other way. We'll have a substitution for the Blue Jays now. Coming off is Colton Sumter. And coming on was Preston Sumter. A little Sumter swap. Keith Kramer in the far corner for the Blue Jays. Dylan Johnston back to Kramer in the far corner for 3. Short. And rebound comes over to Tanner Smith, and a foul's going to be called under the basket. That's going to be against the Viburnum Blue Jays. The foul is on, they say, number 22. That's Clay. That's the first on Clay. 3 team fouls for either team. Bismarck has to go the full length of the court, right to left. They're going to run into the press, and they break the press. Latham out front, and a foul's going to be called. He was tripped as he was crossing the center circle. That foul is going to be called on 22. That's 2 quick ones on Clay. Two very quick ones on Clay in a matter of 15 seconds. Bismarck inbound comes into Smith. Back to the right wing. Back out to the top to Smith. Down low, they find a man slashing to the basket. It's a foul call. That was Preston Watson headed to the rack. Aggressive to the rack. That foul is going to be on 22 for Viburnum. That's another one on Clay. That's 3 fouls in 35 seconds. That happened fast. That happened real fast. First one goes down. It's 18-15. So that first shot went down. Will he make the second? Here it is. He barely gets it over the rim, but barely. It counts in this game. That one went in. It's a 2-point game. Here comes the Blue Jays. It's Thompson running the point. Thompson runs into defense of Watson. Has to bounce it off to Blunt, off to his right. Now around the horn to the left wing, into the left elbow to the far corner. Nice ball movement by the Blue Jays. The shot goes up a little bit too strong for Keith Kramer. And Bismarck comes up with the rebound. And let's see, are they going to call the block? It was nearly an offensive foul, but didn't get set up in time. The foul is going to be against Thompson. Now that's 6 fouls. Those 3 by Clay really going to prove to be costly as we go down the stretch. It's 18-16. The Blue Jays out front, but they've got 16 fouls to just 3 for Bismarck. And here come the Indians with a chance to take the lead or tie the game. And a whistle's going to come in and a foul called away from the ball. And let's see who they're going to call that on. Is that going to be another one on Clay? That is going to be another one. Wow. No, they call it on 32 this time. They called on 32. That's Peyton Chandler. Chandler's got a pair of fouls now. And Latham knocks in the front end of the 1-and-1. It's a 1-point game. Right back in the game thanks to Latham. Latham takes a deep breath and gets set for the next shot. Here it is. It goes up off the right side of the rim. And the rebound comes out to Bismarck and a 3. And it isn't going to go. And the rebound comes back out to Bismarck. Will have a chance to take the lead. It's Smith with the basketball. Fakes the pass to the right. Goes left. Finds Watson. Watson picks up the dribble baseline into the near corner. Latham comes and bails him out to the left wing. It is to Smith into the right wing. Jarvis back to the top of the perimeter. And to the left wing for 3. Watson doesn't get it to go. The rebound again comes out to the Indians. 3 offensive chances. They can't convert. And Viburnum clinging to a 1-point lead has possession with 2:50 on the second quarter clock. They bring it up. Move it around the perimeter. The pass goes into the right side. It's Blunt. A nice pump fake. Gives him a little bit of room to put the shot up. Can't get it to go. The rebound comes down to Cody Basil. And a tie-up's called. The arrow favors the Viburnum Blue Jays. They'll have the inbounds with Dylan Johnson on the baseline on the near side of the basket. Looking, can't get it in. Now he throws it into the near side perimeter. Working to the right. Now into the near corner to Johnston. To the right wing. Now to the left wing. Good ball movement. Back to the right wing. Nearly taken away by Smith. Viburnum retains possession and a long 3. But it goes down. A big-time 3. Cody Basil extends that lead back out to 4 with 2:20 to go in the first half. The Indians bring it up into the near corner. Latham pump fakes, drives baseline. Can he go all the way to the basket? What a move by that young man. Grant Latham getting it done in quarter number 2, keeping pace with the Viburnum Blue Jays. 21-19 Viburnum, and they do have possession. Into the top of the perimeter, a 3 from Thompson off the back of the iron. The rebound comes out to the Indians. They'll bring it up the right side of the floor. It's Jarvis. He'll slow it down and give it to Smith in the backcourt. Left wing, Watson. Doesn't put down the dribble yet. Near corner to Latham. Latham looks to get rid of the ball. Left side, it's Watson. Nearly lost it. Johnson getting in there on defense. Watson comes up with it. Doesn't let it go out of bounds and gives it to Smith towards the center circle. Smith bounces it to Latham at the free throw line. Back out to the perimeter. It's Watson. He steps in and pulls up. Shot doesn't go. Comes down to Smith. Bismarck another opportunity. Smith can't convert. And when it's all said and done, the Viburnum Blue Jays get the board. And they'll bring it up the floor. That's Thompson running the point. Into the right wing, it's Johnston. Thompson at the perimeter. Into the left wing, a 3. Basil, money. He's got another one. That's a quick 6 for Basil. The lead is back to 5 now for the Blue Jays. 1:03 on the second quarter clock. 24-19, and here come the Indians trying to cut that deficit. A baseline pass comes into Latham on the left elbow, and a whistle comes in. Play's going to stop. We'll see who that foul's going to be called on. Number 5, they say, Coomer for the Viburnum Blue Jays. That's the first on Coomer, but that's team foul number 8 on the Viburnum Blue Jays. Those 3 fouls by Clay were costly. Latham again converts on the front end of the 1-and-1. He didn't convert the second. See if he can do a little better this go round. He bends the knees, bends, dips, and flips. It doesn't go off the back of the iron again. 24-20, less than a minute. The Indians trailing by 4, can't convert. And the Blue Jays bring it up, and they're firing from distance in transition. It doesn't go this time. Smith comes up with the board for the Indians to Jarvis on the right wing. Jarvis behind the back. Tight defense by the Blue Jays. Jarvis able to get it away out to the center circle to Smith. Smith thought forever about the 3, pulls up, shoots it, doesn't get it to go off the back of the iron. The rebound comes out to the Blue Jays, and Thompson, a bounce pass to Johnston into the right wing. He bounces baseline back to the top for 3. Can they get it to go? No, it doesn't go. It was Thompson on the attempt. Ball goes out of bounds with 14.2 seconds. And it will be a timeout called by the Viburnum Blue Jays. 14.2 seconds remain in quarter number 2. It's 24-20 in favor of the Viburnum Blue Jays. We'll be back in 30 seconds on the boot.
We know you love the fresh, fabulous taste of Qdoba Mexican Grill, and it just got more affordable. We listen to our customers, and beginning Monday, December 15th, Qdoba Mexican Grill is proud to introduce our new $5 menu. 5 different ways to enjoy Qdoba for just $5. Try a burrito or mini quesadilla meal. Or how about a taco, tortilla soup, or salad combo that come with chips and salsa, and all meals include a drink. Now, more than ever, Qdoba is fast, fabulous, and affordable. Qdoba Mexican Grill in Farmington.
If you're just tuning in, you picked a great time to do so. We've got 14.2 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. It's 24-20 with the Blue Jays in front and with possession. Working it around the perimeter to the far corner now. Baseline pass down low. 4 Bismarck Indians come on defense. Now it's Johnston pulling up for 3. It won't go. Rebound comes out to the Blue Jays. The last second shot. They can't get it to go. And the first half ends at 24-20 in favor of the Blue Jays of Viburnum over the Bismarck Indians. An exciting first half as we get things underway on the MAC Rotary Shootout. And it's our first halftime of many that we'll have this evening. It's about time for some more basketballs. We're going to start half number 2 from the MAC Rotary Shootout for game number 1. It's the Viburnum Blue Jays with 24 points to the Bismarck Indians 20 points. But at one point, this game was a 9-point difference between the two at 18-9. And Bismarck riding Grant Latham's 8-point second quarter to get back into this game. Bismarck will have basketball as we get things started. We're brought to you by Kettle Hut Smokehouse in Crystal City and Pulley Ready Mix of Potosi. Bismarck has the basketball, but it's quickly taken away by the Viburnum Blue Jays. They'll head back to the other end of the floor and quickly driving baseline, going up and in, but they wave off the basket. It was a nice basket from Colin Blunt to go baseline through defense, but the foul was called. So that's one foul on the Bismarck Indians. That foul goes against number 20 for Bismarck. That's Jarvis. And the Blue Jays inbound. They'll work it back towards the center circle, now in the left wing. Into the left elbow. No room there. It was Sumter down low, the top of the key. Now baseline pass, but I don't think he knew it was coming. It went right through his hands. That was Peyton Chandler down low, not able to handle a quick, tight pass. And Bismarck will bring it up into the right wing, Jarvis. Jarvis looking to get rid of it. Never put down the dribble. Bounces it one time. Gives it back to the top to Smith. Smith goes to the free throw line to Latham. Back outside for 3. A little bit too strong on the shot. It was Hunter Drake that pulled up from outside. He just couldn't get it to go down. We stay at 24-20. The Viburnum Blue Jays bring it back down. It's Blunt pulling up from 12 feet off the left side. Shot won't go. Rebound Jarvis. He gives it off to Tanner Smith and lets him bring it up the floor. Smith to the right side. Here's a three from Jarvis, too strong. Rebound goes to Colton Sumter in the Viburnum Blue Jays. He'll give it to Thompson. Thompson brings it up. Goes a long pass out front and out of bounds. Blunt not able to come up with it. And the Indians will have the inbounds. We'll have to go full length of the court. I described the action. Left to right is the way the Indians work. Jarvis on the right wing. Doesn't put down the dribble. Back to the top to Smith. Left wing to Watson. Back to the top, Smith. Puts down one dribble, back to the right wing to Jarvis. Finds Latham in motion over to the near side of the floor. A full cross-court pass, slashing to the basket. Left hand, it's Watson finishing. Preston Watson, the first bucket of the second half, cuts the lead down to 2. 24-22 by Viburnum. They have possession to the Blue Jays. It's Blunt now to the right wing. Thompson, far corner for 3. Way too strong on that one. Can't get it to go. Cody Basil with the attempt. Just couldn't get it to go down. 6:05 on the clock. 26-22. And the Blue Jays head to the free throw line. And joining us now on our broadcast, Chad Speaker. Chad, how are you?
Doing great. Looking forward for a fun day of basketball out here. Well, I got 6 games on the air today. It'll be fun.
You aren't kidding. And Colton Sumter knocks down the free throw. It's 27-22. And Bismarck works back the other way. Latham driving through the paint, goes right-handed, can't finish. And the Blue Jays come away with the board. It's Thompson working down the other end of the floor. And the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be an inbounds pass nearly on the baseline, as close as you can get without being on it on the near side of the floor. And the Blue Jays will have the inbounds. Quick inbounds into the paint, now off to the right elbow. Blunt fakes and gets open. Can't get the shot to go. He had all the room in the world. He did everything but fall and turn it over. And it's Bismarck ball.
He did that just right, too, didn't he, Greg? He, like, nice stop, jump stop. The up and under defense flies by. A little scoop off the window, and I thought it was going to go down.
A little bit of Dirk in that, that little pump fake and step. The Indians trail by 5, 27-22. Here they come on the right side of the floor, working left to right. They move it around the perimeter to Smith, to Watson, to Jarvis on the left wing where it stops. Colton Sumter on defense. To Watson into the far corner. Defense comes tight from the Blue Jays. They get it out to Smith. Comes to the top of the perimeter. It's Latham. Right wing Jarvis. Near corner back to Latham. He fakes the pass over the top. Gives it off to Smith on the right wing. This Viburnum defense is definitely picked up. And slashing to the basket. Not able to finish was Preston Watson. The Blue Jays come up with the rebound. Heading back the other way with Thompson. Blunt has the basketball in just about 5 feet inside the center circle. He passes it into the far corner, back out around the perimeter, and for 3, knocking it down. That's Thompson. A big-time bucket, and a timeout on the floor as the Blue Jays extend the lead back to 8 at 30-22. Starting to break things open a little bit. That defense has really stepped up.
Everybody's got the 3-2, and then, against zones, you not only have to be able to shoot that perimeter shot, but the key is to swing it, get it from side to side quickly. They did a nice job with that there, busted the 3, and really with both teams playing zone, that's probably going to be there all day long. I like the stroke of Cody Bazell that I saw early in that first half. He looked like he could knock it down.
Yeah, for Viburnum, they've got a couple of guys that have hit from long range. Thompson's got one, Basil's got a pair, Johnston's got a pair of them. And they've been going from that zone to the press, so it's really been effective. It's 30-22 with 4:45 to go in the third quarter. The Viburnum Blue Jays lead, but the Indians have the inbounds on the left end of the floor, have to go full length, and here comes that full court defense from the Blue Jays. On cue, it's Tanner Smith bringing it up for Bismarck, and as soon as he crosses midcourt, a foul comes in, and that's going to be on Basil. No, they're not going to call the foul on him. They're just going to say it knocked it out of bounds.
Tap it out, huh?
Say it was clean. Good defense from Viburnum. Smith gets the inbounds to Latham. Still good ways off the perimeter. Now on the left wing to Watson. Watson nearly had his pass stolen. It gets to Smith. Smith goes baseline and fouled from behind as the Viburnum defense stays aggressive. That was Cody Basil.
I'd like to see more of that. And what I'm talking about, more of that, is a foul. You make sure they don't score. It just seems like so many times you get these little touch fouls, the guys going in, and, well, do I foul him, do I not? And then they play it halfway. I'm kind of the school, if you're going to foul him, make sure he doesn't score. Not, then just make the decision the other way.
Right. If you're going to do it, at least make sure it doesn't go. Smith knocks down the first free throw. Here's the second. He gets both of them. We haven't seen that too often tonight. The Blue Jays lead by 6, 4:20 to go in the third period. Thompson brings it up, runs the point for Viburnum, off to the right side to Blunt. Double team comes his way, back around the horn, into the near side, and open on the right elbow. They find Blunt, but the ball knocked away. Somehow Colton Sumter comes with it. He can't finish, and Bismarck runs back the other end with Tanner Smith in control. To Latham, off to the left side. Preston Watson on the left wing. He drives across, stops in the paint, picks up the dribble, gives it to Jarvis. Jarvis is covered by Colton Sumter. A bounce pass into the near corner. Preston Watson drives baseline, bounces, finds an open man there, and a good set of plays right there for Bismarck, finding the open man, getting the shot, getting the open look, and making the most of it. And it was Schaflutzel finishing the play. You got to like the work there, the ball movement, and finishing, especially from when you've got your senior taking over like that. When you've got Preston Watson driving, he finds the open man there and finishes. When you have not a whole lot of seniors on your team, you love to see the leadership out of the one you do.
Started with an overplay in the corner. Watson steps inside of that. Now all of a sudden you've got a 2-on-1 situation. You drive. The defense has to rotate, as you said, Schaflutzel wide open on the left side. So all started with that overplay in the corner, and the defense couldn't rotate in time.
That name sure is a handful, isn't it?
It's a nice one. I was hoping that whenever I saw the name, you would pronounce it before I had to.
I understand that. You say it first. So it's now a 4-point game. This game has just been all over the place. One thing that has not happened is the Bismarck Indians have not led in this contest. Well, they led it 2-0, and that was it. Now it's 30-26 by Burnham, and Thompson will bring it up for the Blue Jays. They work right to left. Quick set of passes on the left elbow. It's Colton Sumter. He can't get his shot to go. The rebound comes out to Keith Kramer. He gets the second chance to go down. Keith Kramer fighting on the offensive rebounds and finishing.
He rose way up, too. He went over a guy to grab that one.
The Indians go with Smith into the right wing to Jarvis. Smith comes and takes the handoff on the right wing to the top. It's Latham. Out to the left side to Preston Watson. Far corner, Smith for three. Will it go? Too strong. And the rebound, nice rebound coming out. Not able to keep it, though, was Colin Blunt. They've got some elevation on this Blue Jay team. Would you dare say Blue Jays can fly? Jarvis with a baseline inbounds over the top to Preston Watson on the right wing. Around the horn, into the far corner. Jarvis. Nice movement for these Bismarck Indians here on this set. Smith comes back out, works from right to left to Jarvis on the left wing. Into the far corner, Smith back around the horn. Here we go. Right wing, Preston Watson. Watson puts down the dribble, has to pick it back up, throw it into the near corner to Jarvis. Back to Preston Watson on the right wing. Bounce pass over to Latham at the top of the key. Now they back it all the way out. And it comes back to the right wing to Jarvis. Tight defense from the Blue Jays. Jarvis has to get rid of it. Able to do so to Latham. Left wing for three. It's Smith. It doesn't go. Rolls off the front of the iron, back of the iron, and out. But it will stay with the Bismarck Indians. Somehow Bismarck is able to retain possession. Just can't finish.
Yeah, if there's a shot clock in high school basketball, that would have been a violation that time. That was pretty solid D for about 35 seconds.
They would have expired it and then expired it. Jarvis with the baseline inbounds. Gets it into Smith on the right wing. Smith had some time, tried to bounce it down low. It's knocked away, and the Blue Jays come up with it. They'll head back the other side. It's Thompson. Tight defense from Bismarck. It was Preston Watson on defense. He got called for the reach-in, but if that's a foul, you're going to get called on. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. Stays aggressive, does Watson. 2:14 on the clock. A pass comes all the way to half the length of the floor into Johnston to the baseline. It goes up right-handed finish for Blunt. A nice open look for Blunt on the baseline set up by Johnston's bounce pass. And the Indians work back the other end with Preston Watson on the left wing. The far corner, it's Smith. He thought about that three, and he throws a full-court pass or cross-court pass to Jarvis. He has to give it back to Watson at the top of the key. Latham on the left side of the top looking for the three. Bounces it over to Smith. Smith drives and kicks it to Watson down low. Watson's fouled on his shot attempt. He'll head to the free throw line. And the foul's going to be called on Blunt for the Viburnum Blue Jays. That's the second on Colin Blunt. And 3 team fouls for both Bismarck and Viburnum as Watson misses the first free throw attempt. Some fresh bodies come in for the Blue Jays. Coomer comes on, Jimerson comes on, and Chandler and Thompson leave the floor. Watson trying to cut into this lead. It's at 8 points. Can't make the second free throw. Only once so far has somebody made both of their free throws. A foul's called after the missed free throw attempt. They're going to call it a push. The push is called on Schaflutzel. That's his first. Kramer brings it up for the Blue Jays. Kramer to Johnson on the right wing, to the right elbow to Blunt, and slashing to the basket, wide open, Jimerson. That's how you set up a play, and that's how you play basketball right there.
There have been some terrific passes the last, in fact, 4 possessions by both of these teams.
That puts the lead at 10. Jarvis wants to make it 7 from downtown. He can't. Schaflutzel on the board, 4 Blue Jays around him, and one of them is going to be called for the foul down low, but who's it going to be? That's going to be on Coomer. I do believe that's 2 on Coomer. Indians have the inbounds baseline. It's Jarvis throwing it into Watson to Latham at the top. Left wing. Smith into the corner. It's Jarvis back to the top. Latham for the triple. He can't get the roll off the back of the iron. And no, I thought it was going to stay with the Bismarck Indians. It was knocked out by Bismarck. It's Blue Jay basketball with a 10-point lead at 36-26. Here comes Kramer streaking down the floor, splits through the defenders, stops at the top of the key, fakes a pass. Now he does pass. It's to the free throw line to Blunt. Now into the far corner for 3. Johnson, he airmails it right to Latham. Latham and the Indians head back the other way. It's Jarvis on the near side of the floor. Right-hand dribble. Defense comes up from Jimerson. Around the horn, they find Latham. Latham drives through the paint, pulls up. A nice shot by Latham. He pulled up after running into the defense, able to knock his shot down. He's got 10 points. And the lead now down to 8. 30 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Jimerson brings it up for the Blue Jays. He tries to give it to Kramer, nearly threw it away, but Kramer comes up with it. Off to his right, back to Kramer. Kramer to the left to Jimerson on the wing. Back to the top to Kramer. Taking their time. Want to take the last shot. Johnson on the right wing. Blunt at the free throw line. Right elbow. Spin move. Nice move. Colin Blunt gets it in. He's got 10 points. 38-28. 4 seconds on the clock. Here comes Smith and the Indians. The shot goes up at the buzzer, and it won't go. Well short of the mark. Quarter number 3 ends at 38-28 in favor of the Viburnum Blue Jays. And we've got 8 minutes from deciding a winner in this one. First, we'll take a 1-minute pause on J98 The Boot.
Real service with a real person. You get that and affordable rates from State Farm. Don't trust just anyone to insure your car. Trust good neighbor State Farm agent Matt Woods in Hillsboro. Cut rate car insurance may sound great, but are you really getting the protection and service you need? With State Farm, you get an agent you can depend on and an insurance company you can trust. For real service from a real person, see State Farm agent Matt Woods in Hillsboro or call 636-789-3532.
All right, guys, listen up. Before you step out into the night, I want you to designate a driver, because great times don't happen without that guy. He's the guy who makes sure you don't act like an idiot in front of the cute girl across the room. He buys her a Budweiser and says it's from you. And then, at the end of the best night of your life, he makes sure you get her home safely. So raise high your bud for the hero of the night, the designated driver. Great times await. Grab some fun!
Enjoy responsibly. Budweiser Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
The time has come to decide a winner for the first game as we start quarter number 4. The Blue Jays lead by 10 at 38-28, and they'll open with possession. It's Johnson working it around in the backcourt, works to his left, drives, bounces to nobody but the Bismarck Indians, turns it over in the paint, and Smith brings it up for the Indians, working off to his right to Preston Watson. Back around the horn, it stops and comes back around to the near side to Preston Watson on the right wing. Watson splits the defense, finds an open shooter, Latham on the wing. He hits it off the front of the iron, can't get his shot to go. The rebound comes to Dylan Johnston. Viburnum with basketball and a 10-point lead. Working to the left, now working to the right. Tight defense as Kramer brings it up. Smith on him. Kramer slashes to the basket. He got all the way there, couldn't finish, but gets fouled on the way. Keith Kramer, I don't know how he blew past everybody.
I think he traveled. I think that's how he did it.
Yeah,
I think it was a Euro step +1.
Oh, jeez. That was like the Corey Brewer thing. He took like 11 steps the other day. Here's Kramer's free throw attempt. He gets a good look, gets it to go down. Jimerson heads off the floor, and Thompson comes on for the Blue Jays. Kramer gets set for another attempt. It's up, and he can't get it to go. Making 2 free throws is a rarity. The Indians come away with the rebound. Smith brings it up into the right wing to Watson. Back out and around the horn into the left wing. Comes back to Smith at the top of the key. Back into the left. They're just moving the ball all over. The shot comes up from long range. It's Drake. It won't go. The rebound comes out to Keith Kramer. He'll hand it off to Thompson, and the Blue Jays will bring it up the floor. Just crossing the center circle, it's Thompson. A bounce pass to the right to Johnson on the wing. Smith comes on defense for the Indians. Johnson comes around into the left side, pulling up from beyond the arc. Can't get the shot to go, but it comes out to the Blue Jays. Thompson missed the triple, and now a pass intended down low baseline, looking for Coomer. It was knocked away, but it'll stay with the Blue Jays. It'll be a baseline inbounds. 6:34 on the fourth quarter clock. 39-28 Blue Jays. Coomer with the inbounds baseline. Took forever and threw it away. Watson gets it for the Bismarck Indians. And trailing him is Johnson, Dylan Johnson for the Blue Jays. Pass into the near corner to Latham. Latham puts down the dribble one time. Across court to Drake. Drake on the right wing to the top to Smith. Smith thought about the triple. Passes it off to Watson on the left wing. He'll pull it up. And the bank's open. That's the second time he's done it. I'm starting to think it's on purpose after that one. 39-31 leads down to 8. And slipping and falling in the backcourt, it's Watson. Now an open look from Kramer in the near corner. He passed it up. He tries to drive to the basket. He's going to get called for the walk that time. There was that pro hop and one.
See, I actually thought that was a jump stop. So
I thought that one was good, too. Yeah.
I obviously don't know.
Nah, we'll have to learn this game of basketball. I'll figure it out one of these days. Smith brings it up, trailing by 8 for the Indians, 39-31. He looks left, passes right to Watson for 3. He can't get another one to go off the front of the iron. The rebound comes down to Peyton Chandler, and the Blue Jays move it up in a hurry. It's Blunt up front over to Kramer baseline. Kramer runs into a double team. He puts the shot up anyways, can't get it to go. Blunt gets the rebound. He's fouled on the second attempt, and Blunt will head to the free throw line. Up by 8 for the Blue Jays and looking to extend that lead.
I think Viburnum playing smart basketball right now. They see Bismarck down there, and it's usually 2 or 3 passes and a 3 for Bismarck in the last about 4 possessions. Viburnum is pounding it down underneath. They're getting to the free throw line.
They're staying aggressive on every end. I mean, offense, defense, they've been aggressive from the get-go. Hey, we got somebody that knocks in a pair of free throws. I'm proud of him. Colin Blunt knocks in a pair. Tanner Smith will bring it up for the Bismarck Indians. He stops and hands it off to Preston Watson. Right back to Smith, into the left side to Drake. Back to the top to Smith. Smith thought about the 3. He'll let Drake take it on the left wing. He can't get it to go. Latham on the rebound. He lost the basketball. Comes away with it. It's the Viburnum Blue Jays and Thompson. I don't know how he lost it, but he did, and Thompson and the Blue Jays have it. Into the near corner, a pass. It was a wide open Dylan Johnson. He couldn't catch the pass, thinking about the shot a little too early.
You could tell he was looking already either to the basket or to the inside and didn't watch it all the way into his hands.
The Indians with a 3 to cut that lead down to single digits from Smith. Can't get it to go. The rebound comes out to Shaflutzel. Shaflutzel's shot won't go, but he's fouled. He'll head to the stripe with 5:01 on the clock. It's a 10-point game at 41-31. But some free throws about to come.
Evan Thurman, our man behind the lens today. And you can watch all the games at J98 Web TV. Some of these guys are looking. I've seen Evan knock down some of those threes, playing a little rec ball, little pickup ball.
He's an avid basketball guy. He always talks about it. Shaflutzel knocks down the first, but we do have that on Web TV. I'm waving at Evan. You can't see that on the radio, but you can trust me that it's happening. Shaflutzel misses the second, and the rebound by Thompson and the Blue Jays. The lead is now 9. Thompson loses it. Preston Watson recovers in the backcourt, and he's going to put it up and in. A nice takeaway and convert by Preston Watson. And the Blue Jays turn it over, and the lead is still 7. And they do have possession of the basketball with 4.5 to go. It's Kramer in the near corner, guarded by Latham. Pass comes out to the wing, now to the free throw line, and a whistle comes in. Who are they going to call that foul on down low? It's going to be on 24. That would be Tanner Smith. That's 2 on Smith, but that's team foul 7 for the Indians. And that puts Peyton Chandler at the free throw line. Got to make this one. And he does. Peyton Chandler converts the first. But will he make the second? That remains to be seen. It's 42-34. 8-point game. Chandler can make it 9. Doesn't. Misses off the back of the iron. Rebound Latham. Latham to Smith off the far side of the floor. Now coming to the near side. Finds Preston Watson. Back to Smith towards the center circle. An in pass, out pass, in pass, out pass. Now into the near corner to Latham. Latham throws it across to Drake. Drake pulls up for a long two, but he knocks it down. I think Drake thought he was beyond the line. He was not. Here comes the full court defense with a 6-point game by the Indians. Now into the front court for the Viburnum Blue Jays. They slow things down a little to Thompson just across the center circle. He tries to pass right to Blunt. It's knocked out of bounds by the Indians, but the Blue Jays retain possession with a 6-point lead. I think this is coming down to the wire. Looking to inbounds it into the corner for Kramer for 3. Can't get it to go. And coming away with the rebound are the Blue Jays. Comes back out to Thompson. Right wing Blunt. Blunt fakes, drives. The head fake gave him the room. He works it again. That head fake is effective for Colin Blunt.
Nice answer by Burnham. Indians chopped it down to 6. You come down, you hit a 3. It's a one-possession game. So I think that's a big bucket by Burnham there.
A big bucket by Colin Blunt, and the Indians now have it on their end of the floor trying to cut that lead again. A pass gets knocked away, but Smith comes up with it. Can't finish, gets another rebound. Smith comes up with his own rebound, finds Drake on the left wing all by himself. Drake airmails one, and Blunt comes up with it. An 8-point lead, and Viburnum has basketball. Thompson on the far side of the floor. Smith on defense, knocks it away. Can he get there? He lays out for it. And he gets it away to Preston Watson. Watson drives, baseline, right wing, can't finish. Rebound comes away to Keith Kramer, and the Blue Jays come up with another big defensive stop after turning the ball over.
What a play by Smith, though. He dove actually twice on that play. Dove the first time to slap the ball away, got back to his feet, then dove to corral the ball. Tremendous defensive effort.
It was a nice play by that point guard, Tanner Smith, for the Bismarck Indians. Just couldn't come up with the basketball or couldn't come up with the finish after it was all said and done. And Smith, just a freshman. Here's the free throw from Kramer off the back of the iron. So a big opportunity now for the Indians as the free throw doesn't go for Kramer. Smith brings it up with a right-hand dribble. Now looks right. Preston Watson on the wing. Into the near corner. It's Shaflutzel. Shaflutzel back out to the wing, to the perimeter, left wing. Into the far corner. It's Latham for 3. Will it go? Yes, it does. A big-time shot for Grant Latham. And Bismarck cuts it down to 5. Viburnum with the basketball, bringing it up the floor, slowing things down a little bit. Cody Basil into the corner. They find Blunt. He goes baseline. Did he step out? A whistle is called down low, and they're going to call the foul before the basket, and that will send Blunt to the line in a 5-point game. There's a big set of free throws for Blunt. He's got to knock down the first one. Here it is. And he knocks it down. Colin Blunt's really taken over this second half for the Viburnum Blue Jays. It's 45-39. Make that 46-39 as Colin Blunt knocks down another. Those were big free throws. Smith brings it up for Bismarck. 2.5 on the clock. Smith slashes, finds Latham on the right elbow. Back out to the top to Preston Watson. They'll move it back towards the center circle. Now left wing Drake. Drake passes it inside, and it's Shaflutzel going hard to the basket, and he's going to be called for the walk. Shaflutzel taking too many steps down low, trying to give himself some room to get to the basket, and that's a costly turnover, and the Blue Jays have possession.
He was trying to create some contact, trying to kind of force the issue with the defense right there and create that contact to get his way to the line, but maybe just a little bit out of control.
And Blue Jays now with 2:14 on the clock, 46-39, and they have possession. They'll The next couple of plays will be huge for either team. Quickly in the front court, it's Kramer with a 1-on-2. He slashes, too strong off the glass, can't finish. Rebound comes to Drake. He'll give it to Smith. They'll bring it up the floor. Smith glances at the clock, now drives, slashes, pulls up, floats, can't finish. Rebound goes to Thompson and the Blue Jays. Less than 2 minutes on the clock. Thompson still in the backcourt, bounces into the front court to Kramer. Into the wing. It's Blunt down low, runs into Latham on defense. Back out to the top, Thompson. Catches it when it's all said and done, gives it to the left wing. Back to Kramer, back to Thompson. Little pitch and catch off to the right, Basil. Back out to Thompson. Over to the left side to Kramer. Baseline to Blunt. Blunt has Latham on him. He pulls up over the top. Can't get the shot to go. Rebound by Drake. 46-39 and a minute and a half to go. Here come the Indians and Tanner Smith. Smith off to his right. Watson deep on the right wing. Into the near corner, Shaflutzel. Wing, it's Watson. To the top, Smith, right wing, Watson. Back to the top, a deep three from Smith. Can't get it to go. Rebound comes to Peyton Chandler and the Viburnum Blue Jays. 1:05 on the clock. We've got a timeout on the floor. Scores 46-39 in favor of the Blue Jays. We're back in 30 seconds on the boot.
The holidays are nearly upon us. Are you, or should I say, is your home ready? Hopkins Floor Company has been making holiday wishes come true since 1963. Today we are your complete source for hardwood floors, cabinets and tops, plus beautiful carpets for any budget. It's not too late to update for your guests, or if you think it may be best to wait until your guests are gone, ask about our 25% off labor special when you book in January. Either way, keep Hopkins Floor Company on your list. Hopkins Floor Company, open weekdays 8 to 6, Saturday 8 to 4.
1 minute and 5 seconds. That's all that remains in this contest. And the Viburnum Blue Jays cling to a 7-point lead. Our score is 46-39. They have held on to this lead nearly from wire to wire. The only lead that the Indians had was 2-0. Since then, hasn't really been an opportunity for them to get out front. They've cut the lead down to 1. That's as close as they've been, just haven't been able to get over that hump. And they're running out of time with 1 minute and 5 seconds, trailing by 7. And the Blue Jays, who lead, have possession. The inbounds comes in to Thompson in the backcourt, guarded by Smith. Thompson throws it into the front. He threw it away. He threw it right to Coach Bozick. And the look on Coach's face was priceless, just astonished. Less than a minute to go, and the Indians need a couple of big shots. Tanner Smith brings it up to Latham. Latham back out to the right wing to Jarvis. And back to the top left wing. Watson for 3. Will it go off the front of the iron? Rebound goes to Chandler. Chandler to Kramer. Smith gives him a foul. And that will be, that's 10 on Bismarck. And that's 2 free throws. I think that Smith thought maybe there was a foul to give. That's 3 on Tanner Smith. And that puts Thompson on the line. And that was an odd foul. Must have thought there was an extra. Or are you just going to turn it into a free throw contest? As Thompson knocks down the first. Thompson makes the first. Will he make the second to make it a 9-point game? He will not. Off the back of the iron. But Viburnum comes up with a rebound. Comes out to Basil. Kramer throws it back. Gets back to Kramer, but Kramer throws it away down low. Latham comes up with it. Smith gives it to Jarvis on the right wing for 3. Jarvis gets it to go down. Jarvis hits the 3 off the right wing. And it's down to 5 with 31 and a half to go. This is turning out to be a thriller.
Not quite over.
No, there's been times to where I thought, well, here comes Viburnum. They're going to break it open. Then it's a couple of threes or somebody will take over, a defensive stop. When they need it, they come up with it. But they need a couple of more.
Most of the game, it was about a 4 or 6-point game, and then Viburnum managed to push it out to 10. The Indians responded with a bucket or two, but, Viburnum's just hit enough free throws. I mean, they've just
that's what it is,
kind of hold them off. And
as many as Viburnum has missed, I mean, we've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3. So you add on another 4 points on missed free throws. You feel a little better about yourself in this situation. You're looking at a 9-point game. but you're not. You're looking at a 31.5-second fourth quarter
still
clock.
in good shape. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a couple possessions here. They can't be loose with the ball.
And the thing for Bismarck, you got 15, 16, 17-year-old kids. They're thinking three.
They're always thinking three.
The thing is, they can hit them. So here we'll find out. Inbounds on the baseline. Johnston for Viburnum. Throws it into Thompson. Thompson's going to be tracked down. Thompson will be fouled. He'll head to the free throw line. So that's what we're going to do for the rest of the way. It's going to be a long 29-3, but it will be an exciting 29-3.
St. Genevieve and West County just right there coming out from the locker rooms. They'll be our next contest coming up. The winner of the very first game today, the Caledonia girls beat St. Paul 57-34.
And this next game should be a good one. Thompson rattles in the first.
Yeah, a couple of teams, combined record 9-2. Should be a fun one.
And the only loss for the Bulldogs is to a great Potosi team. Thompson knocks down the second, and West County won their first ever AB tournament this year, so good for them. An inbounds pass in the backcourt for the Indians knocked away. They're going to get another shot at it with 28.4 on the clock, trailing by 7 at 49-42. The inbounds comes into Smith. They've got to work in hurry. And the double team comes to Smith in the backcourt, taking a lot of time off the clock. He gets into the front court, slashes to the basket, tries to finish right-handed. It's knocked away, and the Blue Jays come up with it. And a foul is called. Thompson going back to the line. Thompson's going to have a nice little stat line at the end of this after all these free throws he's been making.
Blunt, the shot blocker there tonight, he was patient. He just let that guy come all the way into him and just stayed straight and blocked that shot.
And that was a big shot. If Smith makes that, a lot of time did come off the clock. Oh, the first free throw doesn't go this time from Thompson. So no good on that one. It'll stay at least an 8-point game. Thompson makes the second. Jarvis catches the inbounds from Latham. He'll streak up the floor, throws it to Watson at the top of the key, steps inside, and airmails one. He wanted to shoot the three. Defense was in his face, and a quick decision kind of caused him to throw up just an errant shot. And the Blue Jays have a baseline inbounds with Johnson. He'll throw it in to Thompson. From Johnston to Thompson. Thompson down the far side of the floor, still in the backcourt, guarded by Smith. They're going to let time run out, and that will do it. 50-42 is our final score. And the Viburnum Blue Jays win the opening contest from the MAC Rotary Shootout as we open our broadcast with a Viburnum victory this afternoon. And it was a really good game.
It was 4-6 points, pretty much the whole way, ballooned to 10 for just a moment, but got to give credit to Bismarck. They fought back, just not enough, though. And Viburnum, give them some credit. They get enough free throws to just keep them at arm's length. They get a victory on the big floor.